Oh, what's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews, and today we're gonna review Avengers. Today we're gonna review. Man. Today we're gonna review Avengers Infinity War. Oh, you know what?
If you haven't already, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and while you're at it, click on that little bell too.
Now, before I begin, let me just say that it is imperative that you avoid any and all spoilers for this movie if you do intend on watching Avengers Infinity War. That's why I'm going through the effort to make this review extra spoiler free, because I do believe that you're going to have a much better viewing experience going into this movie without any spoilers. The movie studios and the directors have gone through some crazy lengths to make sure that this movie is not ruined for you ahead of time, and to make sure that you're actually fully surprised of the things that happen in the film. So if you can, before you go watch the movie, try and avoid social media as much as possible, because we know trolls are out there, and for whatever reason, some people are really thirsty to try and ruin movies and spoilers for other people. So just be careful out there. But of course, you can still tune in to me, because I got you guys covered. Now, with that said, let's do a quick intro. The Avengers and their new allies have come together in a critical race against time to defeat the powerful threat called Thanos before he brings devastation to the entire universe. Alright, enough of that, let's go right into the good.
The good.
Look, right off the bat, this movie starts off setting the tone just right. There is no warm handoff to give you time to settle in. The directors for this film, the Russo brothers, didn't hold back at all in making sure to include some spectacular fight sequences. It would almost seem as though there was another fight happening at least every 20 minutes of this 2.5-hour film. Speaking of which, I thought the pacing for this film was done very well. So much so that you barely notice that you've been watching the movie for almost 3 hours. There's simply too much entertainment going on. While there were a few moments of downtime in the film, those moments were few and far in between. Nevertheless, those down moments were also very important. I thought there was a very interesting mixture brewing within this film when it came to the tones, the themes, and the drama. In regards to the tone, the film is nothing short of an emotional roller coaster ride. There are moments that are incredibly suspenseful, dramatic, and even humorous. Of course, as we've all come to know, what's a Marvel movie without some of that good old Marvel humor? The standouts of humor probably come best from the likes of Drax, Thor, Star-Lord, and Tony Stark. A lot of this was accomplished through some really interesting on-screen chemistry that we just haven't seen before. I think one of the best highlights of this film is going to come through the team-ups. The odd combinations of characters makes this movie an interesting crossover event. For the most part, a lot of the characters work very well together, and I would say that there's a lot of fan service done with the way they make key characters team up. As for the characters, I really appreciated just how emotional they got with this. There's some real soul searching done with some characters that make them way more human than super. I think that if you've traveled the long journey with these characters for the past 18 Marvel movies, you'll only appreciate these character insights a whole lot more. Now, outside of your personal favorite characters, the biggest standout, without question, has to be Thanos. Played by Josh Brolin, Thanos is just a huge presence in this movie. There's a certain level of complexity that is given to his character that in no way makes him just a one-dimensional generic villain. It was refreshing to see just how much depth was given to his character. Alright, enough of that. Let's go into the bad.
The bad.
Now, again, while this is a Marvel movie, and while we do have that good old Marvel fun, there were some comedic parts of this film that I just thought were a little misplaced. In my opinion, when a film is trying to convey a sense of suspense or build the tension to a certain level, it's counterintuitive to inject a random funny line or a piece of dialogue. All this does is just disrupt everything you just tried to build up. This happens just a few times in the movie, and I thought it could have been saved for a deleted scene section of the Blu-ray release or something. Now, going back to Thanos, one of the issues I had with his character is that they don't really flesh out a certain aspect of his motivations. Obviously, I can't go into much detail, and instead, I'll explain this a whole lot more in my spoiler review coming up later. But I do think that there are 1 or 2 scenes needed in order to really establish his character's, let's just say, inner aspirations. When it comes to the cinematography and the editing of this movie, I think that it got a little bit too erratic with the numerous cutscenes. We're constantly jumping from one situation to another, and sometimes it might take you a second to regain a sense of where we're at in the story. That is, if you're not accustomed to these types of movies. If you have a short attention span like myself, then you will more than likely stay thoroughly engaged. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to the reason.
The reason.
Avengers Infinity War was one hell of a ride. I have to say that going in, I was a little concerned about what they were gonna do and how they were gonna handle all 60 characters in this movie. Because let's be honest, that's a lot of characters to tell a really big story. Despite any minor issues here or there, I still think that they got their goal accomplished. It should be noted that this movie is a Thanos movie. It's important to know that going in so that way your expectations aren't dashed if you were hoping for more screen time of your favorite heroes. There may be some divisiveness, however, between casual viewers who, let's just say, maybe you only saw Black Panther or maybe you only saw Thor Ragnarok. And the other side of that is going to be the MCU fans who've been enjoying all of the Marvel movies since Iron Man. I think going into this movie, a lot of people are going to have Avengers Infinity War in their top 5 Marvel movies. As a matter of fact, I can even see them putting it in their top 3. However, I can't really put it as my number 1. If I had to give you a sense of this movie going in, I'd probably have to say that it's like Captain America Civil War on intergalactic steroids. This movie does essentially what Captain America Civil War did, except it takes on way more characters, adds kind of like Thor Ragnarok type of humor, and I would say takes clips and slices out of Guardians of the Galaxy. At least that's the way it felt to me. So when it comes to the rating of Avengers Infinity War, I've got to give it a 9 out of 10. Just so you know, it was filmed with IMAX cameras, which means you don't have to be afraid to go see it in IMAX. It's definitely worth it because there's a lot to see. Also, in case you were wondering, there is one post-credit scene at the end of the movie, so be sure not to leave out too early. So are you all excited for Avengers Infinity War? If you have seen it, let me know what you thought about the movie in the comments down below. By the way, for those of you that did enter my Avengers Infinity War contest, please go check your emails. Definitely check your junk email just in case, because the winners are receiving an email from me with your free Fandango ticket to go see Avengers Infinity War. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. As I mentioned before, I'm definitely going to do a spoiler review for you all, which will come out in just a couple of days if you haven't seen the link for it already. In the meantime, I got more videos and reviews to do for you all. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.